So in this video, we're going to take a look at what we have done with the micro card here. So again, we have the microbit card plugged into our Keyestudio card. We have wired in pins 8 all the way across. So we have our state pin here, power pin in the middle, ground pin there on the outside. We have then wired that into our switch. And so the idea is that we're trying to make a speedometer, and in order to make a speedometer, we have to know how fast the wheel is turning and how many revolutions it's turning in a certain amount of time. And so this is one of the possible switches that we might use. There's a number of other ones that we're going to take a look at as well as we're doing the project, but we'll start with this switch. We've already gone through how this switch works. So I just wanted to show you the code, and we've already looked at the code once, but we'll take a look at it one more time. So we've got the code, the switch. You can see right now we have a smiley face on the card. So we've got the smiley face, and then as I push the button, it turns to a sad face. And as long as I hold the button down, it does what it's supposed to do. So we have a smiley face with it open, push it, and a sad face. Now there is one piece of this program that isn't making sense to me at the moment. We have concluded that this button, the switch is open, which should have no voltage going down the signal line until we actually push the button, and it is pushing the button. So when we push the button, it ends up going to the sad state, which is where we know that it is grounding everything out and letting the current flow through the system. When we let go, it opens it back up. But if we take a look at the code, you'll actually notice that it should be doing the opposite. So let's take a quick look at the code and see what we've got going on there. So this is the code for this particular application, and we can see that we have our true statement, which says to run this thing forever, and then we have the if statement that says that if the pin 8 read digital, if it comes back true, then we're supposed to display the happy face, and then else we're supposed to display the sad part. So again, the if statement is always evaluating to true. So even if you've got a bunch of different things in here, all of the things that you have listed in that if all have to be true in order for the if statement to execute this particular line. So from my understanding, looking at pin8.read_digital should be looking for a 1, because as we discussed earlier, 0 is false. 0 is no value at all, like there's no current. And 1 means that that particular digital pin has been signaled, and therefore we should have current running over that line. So when the pin is open, like we were looking at a minute ago, when we're not pushing the switch down, to me, we ought to be having a happy face showing up and then showing the sad face when you let the switch up. And at the moment, that's not what's happening. So I've got to do a little bit more research on what's going on with this read digital function to see if it's doing what I think it's doing. And then we'll do another video on that once we figure that out. But right now, the program is working. It's just not displaying what I would have expected it to display at the particular point we push the button.